What is going on, my friends, and welcome back to another video here on the channel. Well, XRP's price is starting to see some very bullish signals flashing ahead of its release of the RLUSD stablecoin, which is scheduled for tomorrow. So I want to give you a quick update on what's going on with the price, what we can be expecting tomorrow, and much more. And so with that said, let's not waste any more time at all, and let's get straight into the video. And don't forget, my friends, if you do want to trade a little Bitcoin, Solana, Sui, Pepe, and many more on all the way up to 500x leverage, you can check out that BTCC link down below. Guys, if you do sign up specifically with my link down there and start trading today, you're going to get a 10% bonus on all first-time deposits between $500 and $100,000. This means if you deposit, say, $3,000, they're going to give you $300 back on the spot to start trading with. And whatever profit you make from that $300 is all yours to keep, no strings attached. You can withdraw it, reinvest it, do whatever you want with it. It's literally an opportunity to make free gains during the bull market. So make sure you go check that out down below, guys. I mean, that's a crazy good deal. One of the best that I've ever had here on the channel, and it's a very good platform. So do go check that out because I really do think you'll enjoy that. Now, as I mentioned before, we just got word that RLUSD is set to launch on Tuesday as, of course, XRP's token starts to gain some traction. This goes on to say that initially the stablecoin will be available on exchanges including Uphold, Bitso, MoonPay, Artax, and CoinMina, with additional listings expected on a couple other exchanges soon. RLUSD will be fully backed by the US dollar deposits, US government bonds, and cash equivalents, according to Ripple's press release. They go on to say that RLUSD will operate on both the XRP ledger and Ethereum blockchains, offering flexibility and scalability for a wide range of financial use cases. Now, as a result of this news and of course the anticipation of this launch, we have actually started to see XRP's price giving us some very bullish signs, and I want to share them with you today. Now, before we do talk about what those signs are though, I want to give you a bit of a recap of what we've been looking at for XRP's price recently so you can understand why these bullish signs are actually so important. So over the last few weeks, XRP's price has been creating a descending channel. Now, as many of you know, we were of course doing some purchasing within this descending channel in this green zone, expecting that there was a chance that, hey, maybe that breakout is soon on the way. We were getting those bullish signals that we were looking for. We saw that bullish volume and bullish buying pressure that we were hoping for, and I was like, you know what, hey, let's just do a little bit of buying in the green zone and hope for the best. Well, now those purchases are looking pretty dang good, currently up anywhere from 20 to 25% and possibly still climbing. Now, as XRP's price was getting closer and closer to this breakout though, I laid out a three-step plan for you. I said, listen, just breaking out of a descending channel isn't enough. There are three key steps that need to happen in order to confirm the breakout. Once those three things happen, I'm under the belief that XRP will try to push anywhere from $3.30 up to $3.80. Those three steps consisted of the breakout and the back test, so XRP's price breaking out and coming back down to build support. Okay, that was step number one. Step number two was that XRP's price needed to clear the most recent high from the channel, which was this $2.65 to $2.65 level. The reason this one is so important, and I would say probably the second most important one in this order, is just simply due to the fact that even though we broke out right here, right, we're still in a downtrend. We've still said high, lower high, lower high. So until you can break that previous high, you're still in a downtrend and you can't celebrate too early. And step number three was quite simply breaking the golden Fibonacci zone from this swing high down to this swing low. I've told you all, once we broke these three things, step number one, step number two, and funnily enough, the top of the golden box is the same level as step number two, so 2 and 3 are in the same place at 265. Once this happened, of course, the door to the upside opens. Now, getting closer towards the modern day, of course, we did see XRP's price start giving us that breakout that we were hoping for and completing step number one, now that his price is start trying to push here. So now that number one seems to be complete, obviously it just comes down to 2 and 3, breaking above $2.65. Now, interestingly enough, now that we are seeing step one complete and we're entering into step 2 and 3, we are getting some bullish signals from XRP's price that I want to discuss with you today. So now that you understand why we're here, where we've come from, what we're looking for, and what the news is, let's take a bit more of a dive into what is happening right now and why these signals are so bullish. Now, I will warn you, some of the things that we're about to go over in the video might get a little bit confusing, especially for those of you who are maybe beginners and you're trying to figure this whole crypto thing out, or if you're advanced and you're just trying to add more tools to your toolbox. And so if you do get confused, or just quite simply, if you're someone who wants to just get better at this whole crypto thing, all that I ask specifically from you is to just stick around at the end of the video. At the end of the video, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the Discord server. We had some huge news recently, but we're doing live streams, workshops, classes, and more, and it's generating our community hundreds of percentages and gains every single day. So if you want to be somebody, again, who just kind of takes their game to the next level and starts using these lessons to turn them into strategies, turn those strategies into profit, all that I ask from you again is just to stick around at the very end of the video. So now that you have a good understanding again of what is going on and what's been going on the last few weeks, let's dive back out actually to the daily charts, because this is where our big bullish signal is starting to flash. Now, it's not the biggest signal ever, but you have to remember, technical analysis a lot of the times is just looking for those hints, looking for those clues that can imply and give us a good educated guess on what we can expect next. And what we can see here is that as we have seen XRP's price breaking out towards the upside, building up that key level of support exactly as we hoped for, and venturing into this golden zone, something is starting to happen with our daily MACD. Something that the last time it happened, we saw XRP's price really gain some momentum. Now, what is happening is that our MACD is starting to show signs of losing bearish momentum as we see the pink boxes printing. Generally speaking, the red boxes mean that you're in bearish momentum. The pink boxes mean that you're losing bearish momentum and heading back towards bullish momentum. Now, inversely, of course, the green boxes mean that you're gaining bullish momentum, and as you do lose this bullish momentum, you're going to see the light green boxes get printed. And so in a moment like this, whenever we are seeing XRP's price really just in cool down mode, I mean, it's not crashing, it's not really capitulating, it's just in cool down mode, and we're seeing the breakout of that cool down mode happening at the same exact time that we're seeing that bearish momentum clearly start getting lost by the fact that we're now seeing convergence here on this MACD, which is what causes this. That's a huge sign that we might actually be seeing the breakout of this macro structure that we have been hoping for, perfectly in line with all of this great news. Now, the last time that we saw something like this happen, let me just go show you. The last time we saw something like this happen, let's see, would have been right here. Boom. Okay, so what we can see is that the last time that this happened, XRP's price was back at 53 cents. And although this wasn't the bottom, and I'm not saying it's the bottom right now, it still could go down, but although this wasn't the bottom and it ventured a little bit lower, this was the very end. Like, you see how we were in this macro consolidation for so long? This marked a time where it's like, okay, we're getting very close to the end of all of this, and then boom, what do you know, next thing you know, we make that move upwards. Now, interestingly enough, this was one of the most bearish periods that XRP's price has had in years. And considering the fact that in order to create the most bearish period that XRP's price has had in years, all we had to do is create a descending channel and just cool down a little bit, should be sign enough for you that this was a very strong reset and cool down, and could very well open that door for a continuation upwards. Again, maybe not immediately, it might take some time, maybe we need to pull back a little bit more, cool down a little bit more, but I do believe over time this is opening up the door for XRP's price to try to push towards $3.30 to $3.80. So this is a very, very, very good signal here. Now, the only warning I do want to issue is the whole warning of the good old buy the rumor, sell the news thing, right? What you have to understand is that oftentimes in crypto, you will see moments in which big news is very exciting prior to it actually happening. So for example, let's say the ETF launch is a great example. Everybody was super excited about that. So in approach to the ETF launch, people were buying and buying and buying and buying. The next thing you know, the ETF launches and the market like doesn't go anywhere, if not just crashes, right? And it is very common for you to see things like this. I mean, think back to Doge in 2021 when Elon Musk was on Saturday Night Live. Doge was just climbing up until SNL, where Elon kind of dropped the bag, fumbled the bag, and then boom, what do you know? Doge starts crashing. And so the warning that I will have is that although we are getting bullish signs, there is a possibility that since the MACD is a bit of a lagging indicator, these bullish signs are only printing as a result of the bullish momentum and euphoria that we're seeing in, preparation for this news, but it may not entail and it may not show the true story, which could be that once the actual stablecoin itself launches, RLUSD, we might see XRP's price start to pull back or consolidate or crash. So what I want you to understand is that although from a macro perspective, this is still a very good sign, it doesn't ensure that we're not going to see a pullback. We could, even though there is this big thing coming, XRP could still pull back. It still could come down to these key levels and then still try to build that structure to eventually continue upwards. Because I do think eventually we're going to get here. The question becomes whether it's now or not. And that's something no one knows. But I just wanted to warn you that although things are looking bullish, and they are looking good, you need to not go crazy. I wouldn't be going 100x long on leverage with the biggest trade on cross margin I possibly can, because quite frankly, there is still a risk that we do see a buy the rumor, sell the news event, and things don't go exactly as you would hope they would, which is upwards. And so things are very bullish, things are looking good, but I just wanted to leave you with that warning. Just keep it on the back of your mind as you do make your plays going forward. But of course, as we do see XRP's price making moves and changes and getting closer and closer to this launch, I will continue to make some more videos for you guys. We like to post 4 or 5 here on the channel every day. And so with that in mind, the next next thing that I want you to do, just keep a very close eye on the golden zone, because this remains the priority. If we can break the golden zone, we're looking good for a break upwards. If we get rejected here, well, things might get ugly. So again, as we get closer and closer to this breakout and things happening here, I'll keep you updated, but I really wanted to just let you know these bullish signals we're seeing, because they could imply that some great days are ahead of us. Now, as I mentioned earlier, if you're somebody who is simply just trying to elevate in this whole world of crypto, whether you're a beginner or you're advanced, just someone simply trying to get better at all this stuff, what I want you to do is check out my crypto vault. Now, the Tyler Hill Crypto Vault is a platform that I've created. It's more of an educational platform that people are learning at rates that I have never seen before in my entire life, quite frankly. We're offering so many different things, and I'll go through them here with you. I mean, we have Insights with Tyler, which are my thoughts and insights and just some of the things that I'm buying and selling, taking profits, just stuff like that, my own personal feed. We have daily live shows with some different coaches like Crypto Moses, Kate O'Neill, Frank Stork, and many more. We have daily technical analysis on all the cryptos that we talk about here on the channel. We have a fundamental analysis report that goes out on the general market itself, talking about what's actually happening behind the scenes. I've hired a team of professional traders that give their buy and sell signals from Monday to Friday, and you can see, I mean, 63% gain, 34% gain, 132% gain. And you got to remember, these are people who rely on their trading to eat, rely on their trading to live, for their business to keep going. And so, of course, you know, learning from them is great. I mean, to be able to get their buy and sell signals is a very good thing, in my opinion. We have premium classes on things like the Fibonacci, 5 keys to bull market investing, the Bollinger Bands, a beginner's guide to XRP, the power of on-chain analysis with myself and many other different coaches. We have tips with Tyler. These are 2 to 4 minute long videos on just random things that you guys ask me about, and I do intend on making one of these a day going forward. So there's going to be a bunch of content going in there for you. We have beginners courses for those of you who are a little bit newer. These are 30-minute videos, 20-page presentations with cheat sheets and vocabulary sheets, going over things like technical analysis, going over things like leverage trading. I have 3 or 4 more of these releasing over the next coming weeks, so feel free to definitely want to check that out. And all of these things combined, all of these things are cultivating a community, again, that are generating insane gains. What I'll do is just scroll through. Mind you, this is just from yesterday, and I can scroll through, and just since yesterday, you can see the sheer amount of gains that are being printed here. I mean, we saw, if I remember correctly, yes, a 9,000% gain from Crypto Crazy, from the Crypto Roundtable, the weekly Crypto Roundtable. Absolutely insane stuff going on here. So if you want to join this community, what you're going to need to do is check out the Patreon link down below, guys. It is the cost of a Netflix subscription or cheaper. $17 a month and less gets you access to basically everything that I just showed you. We do have a new tier releasing today, but I'll talk to you about that in a future video. I just want you to go ahead and check this out. For the cost of a Netflix subscription or cheaper, I think that's very good value. And so with that in mind, I wanted to just tell you about that. And don't forget, listen, we post 4, 5, 6 videos here on the channel every single day. So if you have been enjoying them, if you have been finding them valuable, all I ask is you just smash that like button so more people see it, and subscribe if you enjoyed it yourself. But with that in mind, of course, I can't wait to see you all in the next one. Peace out, everybody.